Hi everybody, my name is Karma Wilson and I'm a children's book author. I am the author of books you might know of. The Bear books. Bear Snores On is one of the most popular ones, and this is my newest one, Bear Can't Sleep. And I've written many other books for children. I've written about hippos and frogs and dogs. And actually I'll be sharing this one with you. Both of these books I will be sharing with you. This one is a dog named Doug. I am joining you today on my property in northwestern Montana, and I have 20 acres. I live out here with my family, with my cats, which you'll see a couple of clips of my cats, and with my granddaughter and her mom and dad, and with my husband Scott. And I'm just really excited to be able to share my stories with you today. And before we go ahead and start with the story time, I would like to answer some questions that a lot of times kids have about what it's like to be a children's book author. So when I go in person and do school visits, I always allow the kids to ask me some questions. And some of the most common questions that I get, I'm going to go ahead and answer for you today. So a lot of times on a visit, one of the questions I often get is, how old are you? And you know what? I'm about 500 years old. No, of course not. No, I am actually 49. I will be 50 on October 8th. And I think it's just one of the funnest ages I've ever been, because right now I get to be a grandma, and that's super exciting. And my little granddaughter, Chloe, I love her so much. She's 3 years old. So being 50, it's pretty great, actually. I like it, or almost 50. So anyway, that's one of the questions I get. Another question I get is, what's my favorite book that I have written? Now, I've written close to 50 books for children, and I can't really pick a favorite, because that's like when somebody asks me, I have 3 kids, they're all grown up now, but I have 3 kids, and if somebody were to ask me, who's my favorite kid? I couldn't tell you, because I love them all so much, and all the same, but in different ways. And so I don't really have a favorite book that I've written. They're almost like my kids. But for reading, I really do love A Dog Named Doug. But probably one of my favorites to read out loud is A Frog in the Bog. And if you want to hear me read that, that's actually on my YouTube channel, so check it out. And that's Karma Wilson Books, by the way. And I would, join me there for story times. I'm real busy right now because I just moved onto this beautiful property, this 20 acres, and we have a lot to do, but I'm trying to get more stories up all the time. So join me for that. So those are, some of the questions that I get. Another question I often get is, what's my favorite book that is written by somebody else? And so when I was younger and was really into picture books, 2 of my very favorite books were Where the Wild Things Grow by Maurice Sendak. I just loved that book so much. And then another one of my favorites it's kind of a silly one. I was a big Sesame Street fan. I watched Sesame Street. I actually learned how to read watching Sesame Street. And one of my favorites books was the monster at the end of this book. And if you haven't read it, you should definitely check it out, because it's very funny. And now my granddaughter loves both those books, so that's pretty cool. Some of the other questions that I get is, how long does it take you to write a book? And you know what? That varies for every single book I write. It just, I've had books that I've written actually within a couple days. And then I've had other books that have taken me years to write. So, like A Cow Loves Cookies, that took me about 2 days to write. And the editing went pretty well. And by the way, editing, so you guys have teachers that help you correct your mistakes on your work. Well, I have something kind of like a teacher too, and they're called editors. And my editors are kind of like teachers in that I give them my books and they correct my mistakes and they help me to make them better. And on The Cow Loves Cookies, there wasn't too much to correct. It was pretty good right off the bat. But then I have some poetry books, like one of them's called What's the Weather Inside, and the other one and that's illustrated by Barry Blitt, and the other one is called Outside the Box, and that's illustrated by the amazing Diane Good. And they're poetry books, and they had 100 poems in them. And those books took me over 2 years to write, actually. I was late. And um, so it really varies how much time it might take me to write a book. But it can be really, really short, and then it can go on for a long, long time. And sometimes, I just have an idea in my head for many years before I actually write the book. And it'll just sit there and kind of brew around in my head. So it's just a very, very different process for every book. I think A Dog Named Doug, it took me, about 3 weeks, I think, to write. And then I had to edit it. And so I had to correct my mistakes. And my editor, Justin, helped me correct my mistakes and send it back to me. And so then that took a couple more months. And then it took, over a year for Matt to do the illustrations. Sometimes the illustrations take quite a bit of time. And then I can't really remember how much Bear Can't Sleep. I can't remember how long that took me. I'm thinking a couple months. So, and then, that's one of the questions. Do you have pets? I do. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I'll be showing you my cats later. Buddy, come here. Come here. You're going to be able to see him. Oh, there he is. Here's Buddy. Hi, Buddy. He's a good boy. So that's actually my granddaughter's dog. And his name, he came to us. He was a rescue dog. His name was Winchester. Well, my granddaughter took one look at him and called him Buddy. So we still call him Winchester sometimes, but a lot of times we call him Buddy. He's as my granddaughter likes to say, Buddy's a good boy. And he really is a good boy. So what are some of the other questions that I get about writing? What inspires me to be a writer? And you know what? I like to tell kids that, inspiration comes from everywhere. One time I was at the zoo and I saw a sign, and the sign said, please whisper around the bears. It wasn't a zoo, it was actually a bear exhibit, and you could drive through and see all the bears, and it said, please whisper around the bears. And I thought, wow, that could be a good idea for a book. And so I changed it a little bit, and I wrote a book called Never Ever Shout in the Zoo. And it's a really silly book. It's illustrated by Doug Cushman. You should check it out. Anyway, the animals in that book get scared by a little girl who shouts in the zoo, and so then they all get out and they lock up the people. So I hope you'll check that out. So ideas can come from just anywhere. Sometimes I've gotten ideas from kids on school visits. They'll give me ideas and I'll think, that would make a really good book. One time I wrote a book called Moose Tracks, and how I got the idea for that book is I was actually sitting down and eating Moose Tracks ice cream, and I said, Moose Tracks is delicious ice cream. It would also make a really good book. So I decided to write that book. So, let me think. What are some other questions kids like to ask me about writing? Why do I write about animals? I get asked this a lot. For one thing, I love animals, and I live where there's a lot of animals. So I get a lot of ideas about animals, about books for animals. But a real big reason that I write about animals is because animals, everybody can relate. And so I'm not leaving anybody out. And everybody can be, inspired and see themselves in the characters. And I really like that. So that's one of the reasons I write about animals. Another one is, why do I like to write and rhyme? Well, again, I really like reading books that are written in rhyme if the rhyme is really good. So that's part of it. But another reason is that books that are written in rhyme are really easy for kids to remember. And if you can remember all the words to a book or a poem, then you'll remember what all those words mean, and your vocabulary, and vocabulary is just a big fancy word for all of the words that you know and use in conversation. Your vocabulary will get really, really big if you know more words. So I like to write and rhyme because kids can really remember it really good. And so those are some of the most common questions I get. You got to meet one of our pets, Buddy or Winchester. You will also get to see some clips. I would bring them out here, but they're really, like, they're cats. I have 2 cats, and you know how cats can be. So I'm not going to try to hold them and video them. I did get some videos of them, and I will share those videos with you. And now I am going to go in and read some stories to all of you in Virginia. I hope you enjoy these books. I hope you will go and check more out. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but you know, right now it's just not a safe time to travel, and I want to do what's safe for you and for everybody. So we'll do it across the country, and you can see my property in beautiful Montana, and maybe next year. Maybe next year I will be able to come and visit you in person. I sure hope so. That would be awesome. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the stories. I'm actually going to read these stories inside and film them for you inside. And I will say goodbye at the end. But thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy them. Bye. So, before we start the stories, I am going to be sharing a few clips, video clips of my cats with you. And my cats' name are Chica and Rosie. And in the introduction earlier, you got to meet our dog Buddy, my granddaughter Chloe's dog. And I also have a little clip of my beautiful granddaughter Chloe. I can't wait for you to meet her. She's just a sweetheart. And her mom is my daughter Chrissy. And my daughter Chrissy is 23 years old, and she's an amazing, beautiful young woman. And she's actually wants to be a writer too. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these clips, and then we will get right to the stories. Bye. Hi, everybody. I was looking for one of my kitties, Cheekies. Hi, Cheekies. Are you sleepy? I'm just a sleepy kitty. This is my kitty, Cheekies. Oh, see, she gives me kisses. She's so sweet. I wanted you to meet her. She's a very good girl. Huh, Cheekies. Her name is actually Chica, but we call her Cheekies and Cheeky Meyer and Chica Cat. And as you can see, she likes to give kisses. Thank you, Cheekies. Bye-bye. Hi, Rosie. This is Rosie. We call her Roro. Hi, Roro. Are you gonna be nice? Are you gonna be a nice kitty? She's a good kitty. She's a good girl. Oh, she's gonna try to get me. Oh, don't be mad, Roro. Hi, Roro. Oh, big yawn. Hi.
Hi.
This is Chloe. Chloe, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Virginia.
Hi, Dina.
Hi, kids in Virginia.
Hi, Dina.
This is Chloe, and she is my beautiful little granddaughter. I love her so much. Kisses. Mwah. Hi everybody, I'm back. I'm ready to share a story with you. This is my book, Bear Can't Sleep. It is published by Simon & Schuster, the Margaret K. McElderry imprint of Simon & Schuster, and it is written by me, Karma Wilson. I am the author. I wrote the words, and the illustrator is Jane Chapman. And I hope you enjoy this book about a bear who cannot sleep. Have you ever had a hard time falling asleep? I know I do quite a bit. And when that happens to you, that's actually called insomnia. So if you can't sleep, it's called insomnia. And you can say, boy, I sure have insomnia. I can't sleep. But anyway, this is about a bear with insomnia. And, you know, I think his friends might be able to help him out. Let's start the story and see. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the story. All right, is everybody ready to read Bear Can't Sleep? I am the author of this book, Karma Wilson, and the illustrator is Jane Chapman. And remember, the author creates the words in the book, and the illustrator creates the beautiful pictures in the book. Okay, let's get started. Oh, it's so snowy. Oh, what do we have over here? This is what's called a dedication. And the authors and illustrators who write the book and make the book together have a chance to make the book special by writing a little message to somebody that they love. And this one is really, really special because this one is to my granddaughter. Her name is Chloe. And so my note in the book to my granddaughter Chloe says, "On the night your mama told me she was having you, I was so excited I couldn't sleep. When you were born, the whole family couldn't sleep. We were all so anxious to meet you. Now sometimes at night you can't sleep, and so we whisper stories to you about a great brown bear. Welcome to the world, dearest granddaughter. You are so very loved. KW," and that's my initials, Karma Wilson. And it says it's from Grandma. And then Jane Chapman, she made her dedication to Jacob, and I'm sure she loves Jacob very much. Okay, Bear Can't Sleep. Here we go. In his home in the forest while the cold wind blows, Bear snuggles in his quilt from his nose to his toes. While the snowflakes fall and the drifts pile high, Bear tosses and he turns, Bear moans and he sighs. Oh. He stares at the wall. He's not tired at all. And the bear can't sleep. Aw. Pitter-pat, tiptoe, Mouse scurries in the lair to check on the fire for his good friend Bear. "Oh, Bear," Mouse squeaks, "you are up too late. It is winter in the woods and bears hibernate." Mouse frets, "Dear me," while he brews mint tea. And the bear can't sleep. Bear is counting sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4. When Badger and Hare tumble in through the door. "Ho, Mouse," says Hare, "we were just out walking. Bear should be asleep, but we both heard him talking." Bear snuggles down deep in a sad, furry heap, but he still can't sleep. Mouse turns down the lamp. Badger builds the fire up. Hare pours warm milk into Bear's tin cup. Then Gopher and Mole tunnel up to the lair. Mole frets and he fusses. "It is bedtime for bears." The cold wind blows while the firelight glows. But the bear can't sleep. Wren, owl, and raven flitter flutter inside to find Bear awake with his eyes open wide. Wren hops to and fro. "What else is there to try? A song to make him sleepy?" So they sing a lullaby. La, la, la. All gathered in the lair, they hum along for Bear, but he still can't sleep. "I'm awake," roars Bear.
That's all there is to it. I have tried to fall asleep, but I just can't do it. I'm bored, bored. So, I'll spin you all a tale. Once upon a time in the Strawberry Vale, the friends huddle in as the story begins since the bear can't sleep. Bear tells a story he has never told before. But just before the end, there comes a rumbling snore. When the sun peeks up on a bright new dawn, the friends can't sleep, but the bear snores on. Oh, the bear snores on. Isn't that funny? Because that is the title of the very first bear book that I wrote, which is The Bear Snores On. And this is a circular story, and I ended this story about Bear not being able to sleep with the title of the first bear book, Bear Snores On. So there you go. And that is the end of the story. Good night, Bear. Sleep tight. Thank you so much for joining me for story time. Hi, everybody. Back again. I hope you enjoyed Bear Can't Sleep. And now I have another book, not about a bear, but about a dog named Doug. And Doug, he really loves to dig. Yes. Our dog Buddy, he's not a big digger. He doesn't dig a lot of holes, just not his thing, you know. But I once had a dog named Leah, and Leah could dig all day long. She loved to dig, and she made big messes and got in a lot of trouble. And you know what? Doug is going to have a few adventures of his own digging in this book. I think Doug even likes to dig a little bit more than Leah. And she just loved digging so much. So I hope you enjoy the stories and the adventures that Doug has. This book is published by the Margaret K. McElderry imprint of Simon & Schuster. It is written by me. I am the author of the book, Karma Wilson, and the illustrator of the book is the amazing Matt Myers, and you can see he did just a great job on Doug. Look at Doug. I love Doug. He's so cute. Couldn't you just hug him? I could just hug him all day long. But I really hope you enjoy this book. So let's get to it and start the story. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Are you ready? This is my book, A Dog Named Doug. There's Doug right there, just digging away. Doug loves to dig. And the illustrator of this book, who uses paint and also his computer to make the pictures, his name is Matt Myers. And I've met Matt. He's a really nice guy. Okay, so let's start. A Dog Named Doug. A dog named Doug. Once there was a dog named Doug. Doug liked to dig, but when Doug dug, oh boy, did Doug dig. Look at that. Look at all those holes. Doug, you are making a mess. Once he dug up a ground squirrel's nest. The feisty squirrel was not impressed. I can dig better than you, Doug howled with laughter. Let's see if that's true. So they started a race, but Doug dug faster. He proved that he was the digging master. Look at the cat. The cat is one of my favorite things. With his nose down low, the dirt flew high. Clumps hit the cat as Doug sauntered by. Many miles of dirt Doug dug, leaving heaps and piles and mounds of mud, ruts so deep and holes so wide that a giant tractor fell inside. And boy, did Doug dig. There he is. He dug to the east, he dug to the west, he dug his way to a treasure chest with about $1 million inside. Doug smiled wide, then tossed it aside, because dogs don't spend money. He dug his way past an old gold mine, and he took no note of the danger sign. Look, there's a gold miner's. Eureka! I struck gold. Doug helped. And oh boy, did Doug dig. He dug to the north, he dug to the south. There was grit in his eyes and sand in his mouth. But Doug kept scratching and scratching on till his head popped up on the White House lawn. He took the tour, he saw the sights, then decided he'd better dig home for the night. Uh-oh, look there, the president. She's just like, oh no, what happened? Doug. So Doug got busy digging and, oh boy, did Doug dig. And dig under the ocean, Hollywood, to Africa. Watch out, Doug, the bowling ball. Oh, to Easter Island. And dig. And dig. Look at all the places Doug's going to. Oh my goodness. And look, he even dug to a golf course. And this guy's going, good dog, because he's going to make him get a hole in one. And the other guy said, bad dog, because now he's going to lose. And dig. Oh, he dug the ways all the way to China, and it's upside down. What? At home, the family scolded him hard. Doug, stop digging holes in the yard. But they fed him a bone and gave him a hug, then tucked him in bed with a good night, Doug. But still, Doug. Where'd he dig to? Look. Where's he going? Oh, right into the house. Doug settled into his cozy bed with visions of marvelous holes in his head, and Doug had a dream. He's dreaming. He was digging. And oh boy, did Doug dig! Where'd he dig to? All the way to outer space. It looks like he's on Mars. And look, there's the cat, but he's an alien now. And there's the farmer, and he's an alien farmer. And there's the mummy and the Secret Service guy. Oh my goodness, Doug. He just loves to dig so much. And that is the story about Crazy Doug the dog and all the places he got to dig to. There you go. The end. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody in Fairfax, Virginia, and all you kids there for joining me. Unfortunately, I was not able to come and be with you in person. That makes me very, very sad. What's going on with this COVID-19 has been pretty scary, but I am certainly glad that we were able to connect over the miles through this video, and I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope you enjoyed these books. You can find them at your local library who arranged this whole visit, and it was wonderful that they were able to arrange this for us so that we could at least connect this way. I hope that I can see you actually in person.
as soon as things are safe again. Remember to stay safe and listen to the medical experts in your community about what's safe to do there. And right now, one of the best things you can do is read, because even when you're stuck at home, you can go anywhere with a book. And so even if my books aren't your thing, I bet you there's books out there and other authors out there that you will love. So go just scour the shelves or online. If you can't go to your library right now, look online, find some books and take a trip. Just open up those pages and jump right in, and you can go anywhere in the world. And thank you so much for having me, and have a wonderful day. Bye.